Boom. Dragons, I guess. Whoopee! I am so enthralled in having dragons in this story. Huzzah! Confusion reigned in the tomb. The glow crystals had flickered and gone out in the ceiling collapse. Panic and frightened ponies were banging into each other. Hey now! Not that! Yelling at each other in the dark. Twilight laid her horn in a blaze of light. Every pony simmer down! She yelled. Startled by the light and the auditory sound, every pony fell silent. And every pony you can, light up. The rest of you, turn your horns on! Twilight said. We gotta see what our situation is and stay calm. The unicorns began lighting their horns. Other ponies began procuring pren lights and flashlights. Gradually, the darkened tunnel was illuminated. They were all huddled together in a long passageway, perfectly rectangular, 15 feet wide and a half as inches high, extended into the darkness. The walls were solid amethyst that glowed royal purple in mangled light. Every 10 paces or so, a stone crypt was set in a recessed wall on the other side, surrounded by engravings and old equus detailing the lives of the deceased sealed in Baroque coffins. The way they came in, however, was blocked by solid, multi-toned stones. Cries of dismay went straight up. We're trapped! Fremont asked rather than dubious. You idiot! What did you think you were doing? She snarled, grabbing the Professor by his coat collar and shaking him. Saving our lives, dubious spat. By trapping us in here?
Yes, those strikers were on a rampage, and in the throes of greed growth. What do you think those brutes would have done to this place, to us, when they found out it wasn't full of gold and precious gems?
Kick their asses! Most powerful unicorn! Hello! Very strong earth pony? Fastest pony? Unpredictable? That's why you have superheroes, damn it! God! Why? Why do you guys think we exist? I'll agree. Every time some poet complains about why it doesn't Celestia does send in guards, all I can think of is, where are we, child liver? Yeah, why not send the strongest ponies out there you got? Is it not like having Superman in reserve and not using him? Trust me, that's the least of reality check's problems. Remember, we're girls, guys. He doesn't believe that we're strong. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's wrong. So I said, this courts, they would have been raised to straighten everything in here. I said, we will have had to break their legs. Got it.
Hopefully, those ugly louts will be too lazy or disintegrated to try to dig us out. Dubious sinking to his feet. We wait here till someone comes to evacuate us.
What good will that do to us if we run out of there? Nemo said, her wings fluttering in sighs and anxiety. Airborne creatures, Pegasus planes, were accessible to claustrophobia and dashed no succession. Twilight glanced around and saw that more than one Pegasus in the group was starting to shake their wings in the same way. A sign of extreme stress in Pegasus planes. If she didn't take control, things would get bad. Oh, look, reality check, you're having Twilight act as a leader. Kind of disproves the whole non-leader thing, doesn't it? We're okay, Dash, she said reassuringly. Light Spritzer, when you opened the tomb, you used the air pressure spell, didn't you? Light-colored unicorn with blonde mane nodded nervously. And I had a couple of Pegasi send a good strong breeze through. He said we should have plenty of air. The crowd visibly relaxed. Huh? I have plenty of balloons to take for some later, Pinkie Pie said. He produced a handful of party balloons from her saddlebag and began inflating them as fast as he could puff. The other ponies just stared. The once more experience with Pinkie Pie put the sign on ignore turned her attention back to Twilight. Death suddenly picked up her ears and wings. Speaking of fresh air, she said, waving her wingtips around gently, as if feeling for something. I'm feeling a breeze. Really? Yeah, real faint-like, blowing from further in. Ernest nodded, indicating the tunnel yawning before them. That's great! That means there's gotta be another opening into the tomb someplace. At the very least, the air will stay fresh. Okay, everybody, Twilight said. I think we should go further in. There might be another way out. Besides, we don't really want to be standing here if the dragons decide to try to dig us out after all. They're agreeing as fast as this. Good. Everybody get a partner. Stay together. We don't want to get separated. Rope was procured. Polly strung it between them, forming a chain. Applejack, can you bring the eye gem? It's not working, but I figure a way to get it working again. Give us a way to send a message out. Will do, Twi, Firepony said, picking out the gemstone and sticking in her saddlebag. Slowly, the group of scholars turned captors dropped off down the tunnel. and a pile of half-inflated balloons drifting down the dusty floor in their wake. Back in the Crystal City, panic was rising. Thousands of ponies gathered in the streets and witnessed the dragon attack and all of its destructive horror, played out live on the enormous cloud stream as it unfolded. There had been a panic, shouting, roaring ponies fleeing for their lives. A last message for the expedition leader, Twilight Sparkle. Hello? Hello? Kids? Can you hear us? Crystal Empire is under attack. I repeat, the Crystal Empire is under... Oh, don't worry, it's just garbled. False alarm! Sorry! Now screech attack, and the green is gone enormously blocked. Down the panicky crowd, Nick's and her friends pressed close to Nightlight and Twilight Velvet's sides. Nick's eyes were riveted to the empty cloud stream, eyes wide with childish terror. What? She whispered. The guards assigned to them closed ranks immediately.
Sir, ma'am, we need to get you and the children someplace safe,
One said. Nightlight nodded, biting down on a cigarette holder, grumbling.
Lead the way.
Why? Why the cigarette holder? I don't get that! I know it's a minor thing compared to the rest of this suckfest, but why? This why? Up on the balcony, the ponies had gone pale and grim faced with fear. At this height, they could see the dragons approaching. They were enormous, bigger than even the one the main seats had seen on the mountaintop, or a twilight spike had carried the everfree forest. Okay, everybody, get out your Rarity and Fluttershy Fluttershy season scripts. They're all under your seats right here. And if you'll turn kindly to page 1, you'll see Rarity must act over the top and faint at the slightest provocation, shuddering in utter terror at what is happening. Fluttershy must act completely whippy and scared at everything and must be completely useless. Optional, with Fluttershy, have a strong, brave stallion come by and pick her up and be her boyfriend. Because we must live out our ideas of what a woman is through Fluttershy. Thank you, and if we'll continue moving on, let's see what this thing's gonna bring out. Poor Fluttershy took one look at the dragons in the distance, made a mewling sound, and fainted dead away. And excuse me one second, guys. Considering the fact that Reality Check looks like he's about to hit some major league cliches, I'm gonna bring out a drinking game and my usual water bottle. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some booze. Okay, guys, so you know how the game plays out. This will be different than our drink every time there's an ellipses game. This time, we're going to take a drink for every single time we've hit a cliche that insults the girls, turns the girls into wimps, makes the girls seem inferior, makes the girls seem pathetic, or is done just to propagate a bad relationship. Especially ones that we have seen done before many times on the show. So, let's start off with that whole entire dragon thing. Superior villains. Drink one drink. Flatterizing Fluttershy and Rarity so that way they're pathetic and wimp, just so that way we can make sure nobody is strong enough to fight back. Making the characters seem weak just so that way the OC can have better stability. And of course, treating the girls as chumps. And that was at least 5 drinks in a row. Oh gosh, this is not gonna be fun, is it? Princess Cadence only allowed herself a tiny gasp before rallying herself. She looked down and back, as if peering through the walls and floors of her palace, her horn flaring. Far below, the crystal heart responded. Its slow revolutions turned into a blurring spin. Lines of light shot up from it through the spire of the palace, exploded a cascade of colors down the magical sky dome, covered the empire. The dome retracted, became a shivering bubble of heresy, a dozen times brighter, 1,000 times stronger, cutting the advancing monsters for the city proper. Cadence's horn flared. She looked at her husband. "I'm strengthening the dome," she said, her voice grim. "But against such dragons that size, I have no idea how long it'll hold." And we have another weakening of the female. Shiny and his wife took a look. No words were said. He looks for the microphone. Attention all branches of the guard, he says, voice booming. All guards report to duty. Execute consistency D1. I proceed. Execute consistency D1. The city is under dragon attack. All squads report to your commanding officers immediately. City guardsmen, escort all civilians away from the palace to secure locations as described in D1. Points to Crystal Empire. Remain calm to follow instructions to your city guards. He'll lead you to your designated safe zones. Again, remain calm and flutter on. Follow all instructions of the guard. He stepped away from the microphone. When he turned around, 3 crystal ponies in full armor, 2 stallions in the mirror. Oh, it's not the guard thing. It's the fact that there's a mirror. I'm surprised. Reality check. Here in the civil, national, and royal ganses of the guard were gathering up to him. They scanned to a hole in the gleaming floor. What are you 3 doing here? We're guards. They looked at each other briefly, then turned to him. Reporting as you ordered, sir! Well, according to the royal houses, I'm not your commanding officer anymore, Sign said. Ponies looked at each other again. Quite frankly, sir, the mayor said, the royal houses don't like the most qualified military leader of the empire taking command. They can join us on the battlefield and issue a complaint there, sir! You know what, I'm just curious as to why the F! There were even royal houses to begin with! Sign turned to Keynes. Then she looked over her shoulder, horn glowing as she strove to reinforce the shield. Considering the royal decree, she said, smiling bravely. Go lead our soldiers. He paused. The words seemed insufficient, but he said them anyway. I love you. Come back to me, she replied. Shiny felt his heart swell. He turned back to his commanders. Walk with me, he said, marching for the exit, and fell and stepped beside him. What are your orders, sir? Continue with the evacuation to the shelters, Shiny said. Put every spare earth pony we have on that. I want every Pegasus and Celestial we have airborne. They need to harry those flying ones. Deny them any dominance whatsoever. No direct attacks. That's a suicide. Have them start pushing thunderclouds, hailstorms, for concentric rings around the palace. Get updrafts, downdrafts going. Put those 2 enemy flyers flying through so much turbulence they think they're inside a clothes dryer. Think it's so much lightning they think they stuck their tongue in a light second. Yes, sir. Got it. You got our unicorns and the sniper physicists flying out. Yes, sir. Any point you can sling a spell on the rooftops. We got some catwalks behind them so we can move it amongst us. Artillery. Not much, sir. Some emerald triplets left over from Sombra, but those are disrepair, Senior Guardsman said. Why? What happened to him? Celestia and Lunas mastered him. They defeated Sombra. Signing our face up. Right, of course. Not that it matters. Take too long to move them into position. Just have the crews duct tape with baling wire, whatever useful, in a favorable position. Quartet rattled down the stairs to the floor. They were halfway by a big cadet, carrying a suit of ornate gold armor on his back. Private Rocksteady reporting for duty, sir, the big buff boy said. Shining armor actually grinned. Rocksteady, good to see you, soldier. Pass, huh? Rocksteady died, grinning. Yes, sir. Took that test twice. Got in a second. Shining armor cocked his head sideways. I bet it's soon to get through boot camp, isn't it? He asked. Rocksteady considered his question. Just rush up, sir. He looked over his shoulder and directed the advancing dragons, indicating the reason. What's it now? Drill Sergeant said bug protocol. There's dragons. Get to the frontman, guardsman. Rocksteady recited, and get the Commander-in-Chief his armor. He struck the bolt of gunner armor off his shoulders. Shining armor snatched it up in his matching and hastily donned it. Sweet Celestia felt good to be in armor. Make her help him. He loved the guard. As he stuck his helmet on, he noticed something resting behind his ear. He pointed to the defending spot outside a hoof. What's this here? He asked. New wrinkle, sir, Commander Silverguard said. It's a variation of a popular cult toy. They call it a walkie-talkie. They have 3 times to turn it on, 3 times to turn it off. Once you talk with everybody in the helmet, still got a few glitches, but it's a lifesaver on the street. He gave Shining a quick rundown of call signs, a crude protocol they worked out thus far. Nice. Shining armor tried to stand by. Testing, 1, 2. This is Commander-in-Chief Shining armor. Group leader, sound off. The answers came back. Crystal clear. Boo! Pegasus Alpha, standing by! Pegasus Beta, standing by! Unicorn Alpha, standing by! Shining grimaced. The only one unicorn platoon. 2 Pegasus. Most of the imports were Caroline. Air and magic power were going to be spread thin. Earth Alpha, standing by! Earth Beta, standing by! Earth Gamma, standing by! Earth Delta, standing by! Shining nodded as his troops started off. All persistent troops hold. All mobile units to the eastern force wall. Double time, he said. As an afterthought, he had Pegasus squads, Alpha 1-1 through Alpha 1-3. Get to the lost 2 dig site. Give us an assessment. Render where possible. Priority is rescue and retrieval of the bears and helmets of harmony. Repeat. Priority is rescue of the helmets of harmony. Signing out. He tapped twice, putting walkie-talkie on listen only.
Yeah,
Rocksteady grinned at him. Good skill, the best size, don't it? Shiny smiled back. No, it didn't reach his eyes. Oh, that soldier. Now let's see if the dragon's gonna come out playing. Now somebody get me a chariot and let me that eastern barricade. Okay, I'm not gonna get drunk. I'm not gonna pass out drunk. Stupid iron lung. Fuller reached the crest of how many hills was it? Oh yeah, 2. It collapsed, squeezing for air. Spots danced in front of his eyes, threatening to blot everything out in the darkness. Oh yeah, even now Roller could sprint one heck of a distance, but he paid for it hard. A marathon over the rolling hills? No chance. He ain't there. Too weak to even raise himself. Too busy trying to suck oxygen to his battered lungs. Glaring in hate and despair, the direction of the monster stomped off, straight towards the spire of his home. There in the pits of his frustration and despair, he did the only thing he could think of. Maker, he said as he silenced off her hair. I know I ain't talked to you in a long time. I ain't had anything to do with you in ages. So all my time blaming you for how my life sucked. I'm sorry for that. Even if it's too late to change it, I'm a long way from that little cold city. No, focus! Focus! There was a thunder lane, dazed, looked up, blinking at sunlight. Weak silhouettes were drooping in and out of the sun towards him. Penny had spread. I hope those are buzzards. Let's resolve themselves into Pegasi. Pegasi guard armor.
medic, we got party down.
Lee once shouted. Pegasi with saddlebags marked with red crosses right to Roller's side began taking him over. Roll went down. Diamond Lung, commanded to breathe. The medic must have understood as he began rifling through his saddlebags. Then his next breath started breathing a little easier as an inhale felt tubes stuck in his mouth.
Bronchial relaxer,
The pony told him. Opens up the breathing tubes, makes the life a little easier for you. He showed Roller an inhaler tugging in Roller's bag. Hold on to it, so he tells me you're going to need it. Dang, all the equestrians had the best goodies, excuse me. In a few minutes, Roller's back on his feet, still wheezing but alert and active.
can you give us a setup rep on the dig? The leader said tersely. Roller nodded.
All of the crew escaped, retreating inside the tube and collapsed entryway behind him. No pony was hurt, but they're trapped, the squad leader cursed. You need a heavy crew to clear the entrance. Roller went on. Big boulders, gotta weigh a ton each. The squad leader nodded.
At least they're safe. Eagle Eye, Northwind.
Two Pegasus snapped to attention.
Take her hammock, get the civilian back to the safe zones in the city. Then report to Pegasus Alpha for redeployment.
They saluted and get back to work. The hammock in question was actually more of a canvas blanket, strung on ropes and dangling between the two of them. Not exactly a royal carriage, but
Oh, does anybody really care about this OC?
my God, this is another one. Nobody really cares about this OC. Actually, I don't really care about these guys. So then Roller Wheels starts bitching and moaning about the Carolina ponies forgetting about him. And then one of them says, the press getting the news out. Right now, every report continent is taking bad snaps, such 20 feet getting the facts wrong going on. Hiding underground tunnels and getting all the news secondhand themselves. You know, print doesn't mean jack. Because it's, evil media. And it goes on to the rant about Princess forgetting about because, curses and all that. I don't count this as Celestia bashing. This is just this guy whining. So yada yada yada. And proceeds to whine and cry about. Ugh. Meanwhile, back at the Crystal Empire, they're all checking out, making sure that two dragons are coming in on foot. And shining armor, watching as the two dragons start walking through. And the dragons look like, well, there's a brown dragon, I guess, and a white dragon, but it's an insult to all cool white dragons. A skeletal gray one, I wish it was a cool Dracolich or a skeletal dragon, but no! The tail of beasts lined up on the glowing pink wall. One of them said sparkly. Shining armor stepped forward until he was at the wall. Who are you? Why have you come to the Crystal Empire? Dragons chortled dull grating sound. The red one slammed his fist into their car. My name's Garble, and this is my crew. And we want two things. What we want is a little weasel Spike, and what we want is a treasure of Dragon King. Word. Give it to us, and maybe we'll squash ya. Shining Armor didn't realize it was just Garble and proceeded to do what anybody would do with Garble. Stepped out, punched Garble in the nuts, and walked away. Because Garble is not a real red dragon. Real red dragons are cool. Real red dragons are awesome. Garble? Garble is a sissy. Nobody cares about Garble. Smolder, I do. $5. Okay, you're right. I don't care about my brother. Nobody cares about Garble. Hell, I was this close to having Ember just walk all over him and fall. But I didn't, because that was nice. Yeah, right. You busy ponies, whatever. Just call it the treasure somewhere like that. Just cough it up, Barry. Crystal Empire has no such treasure, Shining Armor said. You're an idiot. That's just it. There's nothing more to the sentence. You're just an idiot. We'll just take whatever you want. Inside the force field, the very air shook with the force of his blow. Dresses are all parties involved, but weren't aware that Shining and Garble's tete-a-tete had been amplified and broadcast by the dome in the corner of the city. Garble's roar of rage. Sinking boom had cracked the dome. Why did he crack the dome? Is this another Here we go again! Nice, Nixon. Nix were evacuated. Wow, I'm so useful in this story. I know Nix, aren't you? Dragon bright eyes said, well, we do. I too hope that this fic isn't going to have Spike suddenly having to do the heroic thing. Right, so the walk talking behind his ear. Please work. Spike, can you hear me? Spike had been on the balcony when Garble issued his ultimatum. He heard every word. Garble wanted him. Oh God, no! Oh no 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 no! This fic is going to make Spike into the hero, isn't it? Because, Spike, being the only guy character, has to be the hero. Excuse me. That's it! I'm out! Nighty night! Oh, fuck me, not again. Time to bring out the big guns! Come here! Your brother's passed out drunk! He tried a drinking game with this fic, tried to take out all the cliches of bad putty fics, and guess what happened?
Got drunk again.
Yep. So, your turn. Enjoy.
Spike had been on the balcony. Garble had issued his ultimatum. He heard every word. Garble wanted him. Oh my! He'd never been so terrified in his life. What should he do? Those are the others. Case was standing in the balcony, reciting Romeo and Juliet, pouring magic into the heart, trying to reinforce the cracking dome. Barry was off to the side, trying to revive a swooning Fluttershy. Okay, am I reading a fairy tale or something? Barry, anger, fear, guilt told him. Spike, are you there? Can you hear me? Spike jumped. It's not the some behind your earfin. Yeah, I hear you. Are you and yours okay? That's just it. Nix and I got separated from the group. We're trapped by the mob. Well, I knew the Pony Mafia was terrible, but I didn't think it was that bad. A little alley near the corner of 4th and Emerald. What? Hold on, I'll get you some help. Spike ran on the nearest guard. Quick, get the point! A Pegasus! That's in the corner of 4th and Emerald! Nix is there, he's trapped!
You know, if I'm more respectful to Bright Eyes than what your brother is, he's been giving him the drippy voice.
Oh, okay. What? This he says! Guard bowed and galloped off. Spike Tinker returned away. Hang tight. They're sending the Pegasus Guard to evacuate you. Thanks, Spike. Bright Eyes quivered. The words were bitter in Spike's ear. Don't thank me. It's my fault the drags are even here. Don't worry. I'm gonna fix it. Bolted for the door while nobody was watching them. Ow! My face! Spike remembered to open the door. Spike, wait, where are you going? Nick looked at him. What's wrong? I you knew. He said something about the dragons being his fault, that he was gonna fix it. Nick's people shrank to slits. A story her mother told her about the dragon migration, how a certain baby dragon ran afoul of a group of teenagers there, flashed in her mind. Oh no! He goes try to stop him by giving himself up! This is starting to turn weird here. Look, I've seen this kind of hentai fic before. What? Bryce asked, confused. Don't ask me why, but there's a bunch of dragons that hate Spike guts, and I think they're the same dragons. Call them back! Because apparently you're important enough to be in this fic. I did. He's not answering me. I'm getting ecstatic. He must be out of range or something. Come on! Nick got her feet and ran to the other end of the alley. What about the guard going to get us? We can't wait for him. Spike's gonna turn him over and Gargle. And when he does, Garble's gonna squish him. We're gonna stop him before it's too late. Where is Spike? Oh no. I know. Come on. Spike let Nick out like, well, no fear. Bryce got her. Last cards ran after her. Towards the dragons. Certain doom.
Okay, I'm back. I finally got over my hangover. Just let me get this here.